take an hour out, call it our lunch break.
Exactly.
And making
lunch for me at 3:00 in the afternoon. But yeah.
Yeah. We just don't. We never want to post it during the day, though. That's the key.
Exactly.
Okay.
Post it at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's it's going to be about more our dioramas, and you also want to talk about the Madrid influencer event.
Yeah.
Let's just do like a catch up, and
yeah.
And if you want to talk any about NAMAC too, that'd be good too. Like we want to come to you regularly for like what's going on the other side of the world in Europe. If you have any like I don't know, is NAMAC still the biggest show, or is there another show that's
it's still
trying to be?
It's still the biggest show. Just made a video over there, a couple of videos, and I post one on Saturday. And every time I visit the NAMAC, I'm like, whoa, this is so big. This is out of this world. It's the biggest of the universe. Not only from Earth, but also from the universe.
Nice.
Okay, Chuck, whenever you're ready.
All right. We're rolling.
Wait. Because how can I turn my camera from front camera to the back camera? Is that possible? No.
Oh, something happened.
You might just have to drop out and then fix the camera and then come back in.
Oh man, that's gonna be frustrating. But
yeah, that's.
Let me hold on 1 second. Let me pause recording.
Sad Americans. Let's see.
You and I joked about that like 3 years ago.
You still remember?
I do.
I have a new fat American.
Don't we all?
Nice.
There is the fat American from a couple of years ago. The lady.
All right.
I think I'm ready.
Okay. All right. In 3, 2.
You're watching Diecast Breakdown with Chuck Ellis, David Johns, and Mark McHotwheel. So sit back, strap in, and hang on. The breakdown starts now.
Hey there, folks. Chuck here, and welcome to Diecast Breakdown. I'm so glad you're with us today. We really appreciate you being here, and we are closing in on some big milestones. We are only a few episodes away from 100 episodes, and we're only 100 subscribers away from hitting that big 5,000 number, which is, I think, a number that our guest hit in his first week posting. Maybe, I don't know, but maybe not. But we're coming along, and we're really appreciating everyone who's joining us for the ride. We're really excited about where this is going. We're going to be talking about a lot of really cool things today. But before we get to that, I want to thank our executive producer level patrons, along with the rest of our patrons that make the show go. If you want to join their ranks, you can visit diecastbreakdown.com, hit the little join button. If you feel like just joining directly through YouTube, or the website will take you to our Patreon page where you can buy merch. We have merch. We have all sorts of fun things over at diecastbreakdown.com for you to check out. But our executive producer level patrons are the people that make this show go in the biggest way by donating $20 or more a month to help keep this train chugging through the station. So shout out to them real quick. First and 64th Customs, Dane Self, DrivenDreams.org, Jason, Mad Visions, Mike's Mods and Customs, Reviews Through Another Lens, TWYCE Diecast, thanks David, and Video Geek Productions. Yes, I finally got them in alphabetical order. How about that? Only took me like a year to do that. But we are so grateful to all of them for keeping the lights on over here, and we're grateful to you for joining and subscribing and all that fun stuff. But now that we got that out of the way, I must introduce my co-host, my friend, my colleague, my inspiration, my light in a dark tunnel, Mr. David Johns. David, how the heck are you today?
Well, I'm doing good. Best introduction I've ever gotten. Thank you, sir.
I do 90 of these, and eventually I start to put a little flair on them. But I'm really glad you're with me today, David, and I'm super glad that friend of the show, Dan, a.k.a. Diecast Dude, is with us today. Dan, how are you today?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right. I am Thrilled you're here. For those who don't know, he's been a longtime supporter of the show, a viewer. He's been on a couple times. Go back and check out his old episodes. And the two of us are very much kindred in the way that we love dioramas. And we're going to be talking a lot about those later today in this interview. Before we get to that, how you been, man? What's been going on in your world?
Ooh, I'm very busy. Just got back to work. Had a 3 weeks holiday, so that was very pleasant. But the diecast video making production never stops. Basically, I'm still hunting for diecast, going to events, buying new stuff, doing reviews about it, having a family, having a job. Most people think that I'm only doing diecast videos on YouTube, but I have a very busy life.
Believe it or not, folks, we do have lives outside of these little YouTube channels of ours, and they are
it's unbelievable, but it's true.
Very demanding. And again, for those who don't know, and for those who, I don't know how you've checked out our show and not checked out Diecast Dude, but I'm continually blown away because you create fantastic content, lots of great hunting videos, lots of great review videos. And folks, if you're ever saying, hey, I'd like to make videos, but I don't have fancy equipment, you're still using really just your phone, right? Like you're just doing the stuff on your phone.
Yes, I'm still doing everything with my phone, and that also saves me a lot of time. That is the reason I'm doing a lot with my phone. If I first putting it on the computer and from the computer on YouTube, no, I want to go out to a store, make a video, and then immediately uploading it to my YouTube channel while I'm driving at home. And that saves me a lot of time, and my Samsung S21 Ultra is still doing a great job.
Fantastic. So, yeah. So, again, he's made 1,500 videos this way, people. So, there is no excuse.
No excuses.
No excuse for if you want to make content.
1,500.
That's what it says.
That's crazy.
1,500 videos.
I didn't know that. Yeah. I didn't know that myself.
Yeah,
that's a pretty.
Hey, it adds up fast.
Number.
But you're posting pretty regularly. You're posting several times a week, from what I've seen. We got videos.
Yeah, almost
today,
daily.
Yesterday too.
If you're imagining how many minutes are in one video, or making it, then editing it, and then posting it on YouTube, and then checking if everything is right, and that about 1,500 times, that's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
And then I also got Instagram and TikTok.
How's TikTok been working for you? I know that's been a kind of wild west for diecast creators over there.
Yes, it's not easy to make content while having a family and a job besides that. I'm also doing a lot on my work. I have a job where that's possible. So that's also helping me a lot.
Yes.
Otherwise, I had no idea how I should do it.
No, it's...
So if you are thinking, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, just start with one video a week or something, not go crazy and posting daily. No. Don't do it. Just start easy.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it's like we just had Peak Time Racing on, and Phil was telling us, and he's got, I think, what did we say, 2,500 videos? Something like that. He's 2,500 videos that he's done. So, yeah. And but he's living from it. He makes his living from it. Well, he does some other side hustles, but his full-time job is content creator. But yeah, he's been doing it for like 11 years too. Like he's been doing it a real long time. But
11 years.
So you start small. You don't get to 2,500 videos in a week is my point. You take your time. You start with your phone. Yes. And I'm always delayed. And that's one of the reasons why we have the small channel Shoutout on this show, is to bring attention to the people that are doing it, because I think there's even people who are doing it at a very simple level or doing very basic videos. The fact that you're willing to get off the couch and pick up your phone or pick up a camera and make something already puts you so much ahead of the other average collectors, because you're willing to add to that sphere, add your take on things, add your opinions, even if they're just your opinions on how you like a particular car. That's adding to the discussion. And that's why we, all three of us, do our things. That we want to add to that discussion. We want to make the community better by letting people know what's going on, what we like, what we see opportunities to improve on. And it's just really cool that we have this platform and the other platforms like Instagram and TikTok where we can get out there and share those thoughts and share what we're seeing and make the community better because people are more aware of what's going on. And an informed community is an improved community. So it's a really cool thing. Again, I can't encourage people enough to, if you want to try creating, do it. Get out there and just learn and watch other videos from other people. I think your channel specifically is a great way to start because you really show how you can do a run and gun style, go in, make the video, edit it. Like what software do you use? I'm curious, what software do you use on your phone to edit your videos?
InShot. I use an app named InShot, and it's a very good app. It is also free.
Mm-hmm.
It comes with a lot of options, and it just works for me. But you also must understand, I don't do that much editing.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I do is make sure that the pieces come together in one video, and that's basically it. I really make raw material, not much editing. What I'm saying is, most of the time, if I make a mistake, you see it.
But I think that's why people come to you, is because they feel like they're getting something raw, something. They're not getting a filtered
seeing
opinion.
my mistakes.
Like they're getting exactly what you're feeling about something in the moment.
Authentic.
It's very authentic. And again, that's like, we've come from this era where we've got these Mr. Beast videos that are so overproduced and things that are so manufactured and so carefully crafted. And I think that authenticity angle is something that people are hungry for, because people have finally started to really get smart to the hype and go, okay, well, these overproduced massive videos with scripts and everything is perfect, and you've got graphics and you've got sound effects and all that, and it's all distraction. And with this kind of thing, as our friend Derek says, it's all about the cars. We want to talk about the cars, what we like about them, what we wish we could see in them. Those opinions, that rawness is what makes the hobby great. And so go ahead.
The thing I want to do is, if I go out to make a hunting video, I want the viewer that they got the feeling they are really there. And if I do some fancy music under the video or editing, you don't get that feeling. You want to see that I'm walking into the supermarket or into that store, and you need those in-store sounds. That's also a thing that I don't like if I have to do a voiceover.
Right.
You don't get that real feeling you are there in that store.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I really like overproduced videos that are really fancy. I do like them, but that raw material is very special when you go out for hunting.
And I think that's something people like a lot. There's a place for all of them. You've got the Jakarta diecast projects that are very slick and very well produced, and those are beautiful to watch. But again, I think this is a hobby that can be both very involved community-wise, but it can also be a very lonely hobby, especially if you're living somewhere where you're not in a big city and there's not a club of diecast people meeting regularly. And so to have that thing where it feels like you're going with a friend to the store to look for diecasts, even if you don't have a friend to go with you and you don't have a good store, like you have this amazing opportunity both as a collector and just because of where you are geographically. And for those who haven't seen your other interview, refresh us again about how close you are to some of these amazing diecast shops.
You mean the stores I'm going to, or the events?
Yeah, the stores you're going to, like that. Well, both. You have where you're at in the Netherlands. You're kind of close to a bunch of different countries that have a lot of cool things to offer when it comes to diecast.
Absolutely. I'm living close to the Belgian border, and France is an hour driving for me. And Germany is 3 hours driving for me, which is a lot for a European person. But that gives me the opportunity to go to different countries. The Netherlands, not super good for diecast hunting. We do have a couple of stores that have a good diecast selection, but If you go to Belgium, it is already a little bit better, and you got supermarkets that are selling diecast. You got a few big toy stores. You also recently they got the store Teddy, which is selling Hot Wheels mainlines on a regular base for a price of €1.50 a piece, and that's a very good European price. France has a lot of stores with diecast, including supermarkets, toy stores, and some other stores. And they have a pretty good diecast assortment. But my favorite country is Germany. They have a good price for the products, and they have a lot of stores with good diecast. So yeah, I'm blessed that I'm living close to those countries. And that gives me also the opportunity to make a lot of videos in different countries. So most of the time people think I'm traveling a lot and far, but no, that's not the case. I'm just flipping over the border, and then I can make cool videos.
And how close are you to Tom's again? Because Tom's is like the biggest. Did we ever figure out if it is the biggest diecast store in the world? But it's close if it's not.
Well, I have to say that it's a little bit bait when I'm saying this is the biggest diecast car store in the world. But till now, nobody said, "Hey, I know a store that is just as big or bigger." So till this day, it is still the biggest diecast car store in the world.
There you go.
And it also has a very great assortment from big scales to small scales, and almost every brand. But recently, Tom's has sold his store.
Whoa. Oh.
The store is still there, and it will stay there, but there is another
Did you
owner.
buy it?
Fortunately not. I wish that was true. But I heard Tom's is still in the business. Tom is still there for going to events to sell products from Chinese sellers, because he's knowing all these people, and that is good for business, of course. But Tom's is 3 hours driving for me.
Gotcha.
3 hours driving.
So we know, dude, that the collectors in Europe are crazy for diecast, and
Absolutely.
I wanna assume that even if you didn't know, because your channel, I don't even know if you know this, you're sneaking up on 100,000 subscribers. You're almost at 90. And I think that is a real testament to the passion of diecast collectors around the world, but a lot of them in Europe. So from Diecast Breakdown, congratulations ahead of time for 100,000. But I want to hear you talk about the passion of collectors and how that helps NAMAC be the best diecast event in the world. Talk a little bit about NAMAC, what it is, how many you've been to, and why you keep going.
NAMAC is the biggest diecast car event in the world. A giant hall and a little bit smaller hall, but it is huge. It is mega. You have never seen something like it. NAMAC takes place 6 times a year in the Netherlands, a very small country in the world. And when I started collecting, I had no idea the diecast community in my country was this big. And then I visited the NAMAC for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this can't be true. So big. I thought something like this could only take place in Asia or in America, but not in the Netherlands. But apparently a couple of diecast enthusiasts start this event, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and it grew to the biggest diecast event in the world. And we talked about it before we started this interview, there are no factories coming to the event promoting their products. No, every person that has diecast rent a table over there and can sell their products. Doesn't matter if it's from your own collection. Maybe you have a store and you want to go to that event. But all those people are welcome. And from the first time I visited the NAMAC, I try to visit them all. So every 6 a year, and then, as much as I can. So
what keeps you going back?
I missed a few because of work. And because of family, things in the family, birthday or something. But
So if somebody is
Try
if
to be there
somebody
every
is
time.
listening to this interview, they might say, "Well, if you've been to 1 or 2 or 3, well, then I've seen everything." So what keeps you going back? Do they have new stuff every time?
Okay, I'm going to tell you because I visit the Namak this Saturday. Let's see, that was 17 August. And I came to a table and I thought, whoa, this is unbelievable. So many collectibles still in the box, new. A lot of Gorgie models that are no longer produced, that are very hard to find. And if you find them, you pay a lot of money for it. And there was a table filled with it. A lot of people around it trying to buy stuff for the best price. So I was like, there was a woman behind the table and said, "Ma'am, this is a table you don't see a lot. This is very rare. I hope you know that the stuff on the table is worth a lot and very special." And a couple of guys next to me were like, "Shh, shh,
Be
no,
quiet.
hey, what are you doing?" And the woman behind the table, she was sticking up her thumb, like, "Yeah, I know. So you never know what you will find on the Namak event. Every time you find something different. Every time there are different sellers. Most of the time, the same sellers are there, of course. But every time they have new stuff. And that's so cool about the Namak. You never know what you will find. And yeah, the last Namak, that table, then I was thinking, yes, that is one of the reasons I visit the Namak every time.
That's so cool. So did you think, this is a silly question, but this is a silly show, so I'm going to ask it. When you were a little boy, can you imagine a possibility where 100,000 people have said, "I want to know what he's been up to lately"? I'm talking about your subscribers and YouTube and all that. Can you ever imagine where that many people would be interested in what you have to say or have to talk about?
Never,
right?
never, ever. And that's when I started my YouTube channel, I said, okay, when I have 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to keep on going with my channel. And yeah, that was in about a year or something. And now I'm here with a lot of subscribers watching my videos. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But it's also cool to see that the diecast community is so big and that it's still popular to collect diecast. That's a good thing.
Amen.
You did something really cool recently with Majorette, and I wanted to talk about that. So let's talk about that project, because that was very cool.
So I'm doing a lot of videos about Majorette models, and when I'm going to France or Germany, I also find a lot of Majorette models in the stores. Majorette makes very good quality diecast cars, trucks, planes, you name it, they've got it. And yeah, Majorette saw my videos, they were following me, and they invited me for a Majorette influencer event at the headquarters of Majorette. That is a part of in Germany in the place Fürth. And I wouldn't have to think about that. I immediately said yes.
Yep.
It was a super cool event. It was an 8-hour drive to the place in Germany, Fürth. But man, it was so cool. And yeah, we talked about a lot of stuff. I say about that. Yeah, they asked us, so what do you think about the brand Majorette? Do you have ideas for the brand? What can we do better? Are there any things to improve? And yeah, that was really cool that you can say your thing and that you can share your thoughts directly with the people that are responsible for producing those models.
Yep.
So that was amazing.
Our hobby is really good about having that access from the collectors to the people that make the cars. So if I'm hearing you, did you feel like they actually were listening and really considering what you guys were telling them? Like, did you get that impression?
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yes. Absolutely. So first they were giving a presentation about the factory, the models, who they are. And then we came to the part where they asked, so what can we do better? And before I went there, I asked that question to my followers, subscribers, and I picked out a few. One of them is True 164.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was not the only one that was saying that. There were a lot of people that were there saying, yes, 164 is very important, especially when you want to enter the US market. And they listened to that. Yeah. If they're going to do something with it, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I think it's not easy to change that production process and say, okay, first this model car was like say 155,
Mhm.
and now blink, we press a button and now it's 164.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if it's that easy. We said, well, if you make a new model, make sure it is 164. And then later you can look at the models in a different scale and also change them to 164. Maybe it takes some time, but it is worth doing it. We also talked about the wheels. Some people are not satisfied with the wheels they are making, and they know that. They reading comments on social media. So they're also thinking about that, and they see what they can do. Other things are logistics, also very important. How to get more majorette in the US stores, how to get more majorette in certain parts of Europe. So that is also very important. And we talked a lot about those things.
Good.
And I can tell you also, there wasn't enough time to talk about everything.
Yeah.
There is so much to say about the brand Majorette, good things, and also like the 164, the wheels, etc. But there was not enough time, so I hope there comes a new Majorette influencer event in the future.
Chuck, they get credit for having the event because we haven't heard of other companies doing that type of event for influencers or collectors, to our knowledge. And if you are with a company and you have done that, please let us know. We'd love to talk to you. But shout out to Majorette for doing that. That says a lot about them.
That's true.
I think Matchbox and Hot Wheels are also having a similar event, but I'm not sure if they ask the people that are coming from, hey, what can we do better? I think it's here. These are the new models that are coming. What do you think about them? But I'm not sure if they ask. Well, I've never heard about it. If they can say the interior of a Hot Wheels car, of a Matchbox car, is not good and can be a lot better.
Right.
Like that kind of things. I've never heard about that.
Me either.
And that is what the Majorette has done, and I'm really thankful for that.
Very cool. Well, yeah, I think I want to say round 2 has some kind of gathering, or was it Greenlight, David, that did it wasn't an influencer show, but it was kind of they have an annual event.
No, they do have a deal where you come to the headquarters and you can buy stuff that's on clearance, but it's also a meet and greet for the staff and the factory. So I'm glad you remembered that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but that's not specifically for influencers. That's just more like a fan event. And I want to say M2 does one as well. They had one, I think, last year, but I don't quote me on that. I'll have to look that one up. But I want to say that there are fan gatherings, but to have one that's specifically for creators, I think is pretty unique. So
you know what we ought to do now?
I think we ought to take a break and then come back and do some diorama stuff. Was that what you were thinking?
All right. We ought to learn how to bring our diecast to life.
Yes. This is the thing that I'm very excited.
Very important.
Very excited to talk to Diecast Dude about. So we're going to set that up and we're going to take a quick break and when we come back. But before we take that break, just real quick, Diecast Dude, let's talk about why we like dioramas so much. What is it about that speaks to you rather than just having your cars on display or on a shelf?
Well, of course, you can put it on a display, but that's just a car on a display. And if you put it in a diorama, the car really comes to life. It's like a small world in a box, and that's what I like about it. It's really cool. It really brings your diecast to life. It makes it much more realistic. That small little toy card becomes real in my head, my fantasy head.
Do you remember your first diorama? Was there one in particular that really stands out as like your first real one that you really felt like, oh, this is what I wanted. This is what I've been trying to do.
Yeah. And it's here on the table, and it is from More Art, one of the first dioramas from More Art. And that's when the love for dioramas really started.
All right. Well, we're going to take a look at that. We got to take a quick pause so we can change the cameras, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. But when we come back, we'll be back with Diecast Dude and talking dioramas. So stick around.
We'll be back with more Diecast Breakdown after this word from our sponsors. Legendary Hollywood concept artist and designer Fireball Tim Lawrence has created 3 exclusive pieces of automotive art based on the 3 hosts of Diecast Breakdown. Get these and other brilliant designs printed on mugs and more at fireballtimgarage.art today. Here's this week's small channel shoutout.
The Yogi Collection.
If you have a favorite Diecast channel with less than 700 subscribers and you'd like to see them highlighted on a future episode, email us at diecastbreakdown@gmail.com.
Cast Heads Magazine is a digital publication dedicated to enhancing the lives of collectors all across the world by providing information on new models, reviews on brands and diecast accessories like figures and dioramas, throwing light on customizers, photographers and people who contribute to making the diecast world vibrant. Subscribe to Cast Heads for free and look for collaborations with Diecast Media Network at castheadsmagazine.com.
And now back to Diecast Breakdown.
Well, we are back, and we're talking with Diecast Dude about some diecast dioramas, diarrheas, however you want to say it.
Hey-o.
Mark's not here to make the joke, so I'm making it for him. But this is the stuff I'm really excited about, and just for someone who's been a long time collector and has had to suffer through the playset eras and those kind of things where it's like, okay, well, this is kind of cool and it kind of looks like a building, and has made my own little displays out of cardboard boxes and shoe boxes and all those kind of things. The amount of selection that we have now that we didn't used to have is so cool. And I think Diecast Dude probably has the best, at least that I know of, selection of dioramas available. And so Dan, I'm going to turn it over to you. And so it looks like right now we're looking at a pretty popular ramen food joint here. So tell me what we're looking at right now.
Yes, you can't see me, but I'm still here. But I thought it's better to look at a diorama. And this is a diorama from More Art. This is one of the first dioramas I bought from AliExpress. And I thought, well, I give it a try and I'll see what I get. Then this diorama came in a package. So basically it's ready out of the box, but you have to put it together. It's really simple. This is also one of the first dioramas that More Art made. So I'll showing it around. And it's a little bit difficult to see on the camera, but this is all made out of wood. So no plastic. Of course, this here, plastic glass. And the base is also made out of plastic, but the actually building is made out of wood. Tree is also very simple. Was in the beginning of More Art. Comes with light with a button battery. But this diorama also came with a car and 2 figures. And that was also a reason to buy it. I got the car right here because this is an initial D diorama. And yeah, it's a little bit difficult to see, but the car comes with license plate, has a metal base with a lot of details. It was a really
looks good
looking car. And the figures also very good looking. I had nothing with initial D. Apparently cartoon on Asian television. But the diorama, I love the style. I love the quality. I love that it comes with light. And from that moment, I was hooked to the brand More Art. And not long after that, they released the McDonald's diorama, the Starbucks diorama, couple of more. I'm not having all the dioramas. You can't have it all, I'm always saying. But in the last few years, I collected a lot of more art dioramas. So I'm going to this one. I have a lot more on the table. Box dioramas, I'm a big fan of that. And they just released this golf gas station diorama. But I'm starting with this little parking garage diorama that is also made out of wood. Have to make a little bit more.
For people that have never thought about even buying one, I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Do you have to do any painting or anything like that? And then number 2, does it snap together, or do people have to expect that they're going to have to glue it together?
Like I said, it comes almost ready out of the box. You don't have to use any glue. Everything snaps together. More art makes really high quality products. So you don't have to worry about glue. But the thing you can do, and I'm saying this, if I can do it, you can do it, because I'm a complete noob when it comes to building model dioramas, is that you add some extra things to make the diorama a little bit more, to make sure that the diorama comes a little bit more alive. So I'm adding some grass, just a little bit here and here and here. You can buy that in a model train shop. So don't be afraid that it says 187 on the package. You can perfectly use it for 164 dioramas. But let's have a look at the inside, because first of all, it comes with a light, but the details on the diorama are phenomenal. I think it looks really good. It looks really realistic. That poster I put in myself. That's a 164 poster. And also the Smurf, I also put in myself.
Somebody left their toy.
But the rest is all, I'm showing the back. This is also a high quality switch. And it has 2, let's see if I can open it. No. Yes. It has 2 AAA batteries. So no more button batteries, just normal batteries. In the last couple of years, more art improved a lot. Okay, this one is, well, I think pretty recent, but I also have a couple longer ago, and then I'm going to the box dioramas right here. And if you think everything is Asian style or Japanese style, well, you got it wrong. We have a World War II diorama right here. And it comes with the figures, with the accessories. You got a very cool, I think it's called Jimmy. How do you say this? Willys. Jeep Willys.
Willis.
Yeah. That's what I was looking for. With the trailer and with the oil can, .50 machine gun on top. I think this is really cool. With some trees, with some sand. And it is not easy producing these on large numbers. And that was also the reason I asked the contact person from More Art, hey, can you show me some photos from the production process? Because I'm really curious of how that is going. Are there a lot of people painting, whatever? Okay, here I've got another box diorama. This is fishing. So the only thing I did is put a car inside. It also comes with the figure. And with that box, trees, if it's not too much reflecting, I think we have a good look in it.
There we go.
It's good.
Yeah, I like the
a small world in a box.
Sitting there. Yeah.
I think this one is my favorite. Off-road diorama, perfect for on your desk. And we can also have a look.
Looks like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson standing there.
Yeah, that's not a More Art figure, but that figure is available. And the car is, I believe, from the brand Master.
Yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. So More Art really seems to be taking it to the next level with these kind of displays. Are there any other brands that you're really paying attention to that you really think are doing a great job when it comes to dioramas?
Yes, there is another brand. and that is similar to More Art, and that is the brand G-Fans. Those are also producing dioramas for a pretty good price and also easy to assemble. But there aren't many brands that are producing large numbers like More Art. More Art is that's crazy, because that contact person is sending me photos from new products, and he's sending me photos almost every day. That's crazy. Every day he sent me photos from new products.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is wild. And that's not only dioramas, that is also figures. They recently made these storage boxes, but you can also put a car inside.
Oh, look at that.
Big container for 118 scale cars or for 164 cars. You can do whatever you want with it. But that's really cool.
Hey, going back to the box dioramas, dude, do they make them so that they can all stack on top of each other and put on a shelf? Are they stackable?
They just, yes, I can do it like this. It's not like Lego, but that's no problem. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I didn't know if maybe they had some sort of
like an interlocking type thing, or That's one of my biggest things that I still don't get about M2 is they have these cases. They got their display cases. And they just don't interlock.
Right. Yeah.
I'm like, why? It would have been so easy to do, but that's really cool. So you got kind of a holder type thing.
What diecast company are they getting their cars from? Do they do collaborations, or are they just buying random cars and sticking them in their dioramas? Do you think they are partners with other companies?
They have their own diecast car brand, Time Micro.
Oh, okay. So that's part of the Time Micro family.
Yeah. I think I've sent you a photo, and there you can see all the companies that are involved with More Art, Time Micro. Yeah, you have to see for yourself, but there are a lot of brands.
Yep. I see it now. Okay.
Yeah, because I have
we'll put that up.
Okay, this is a diorama from a Mini Station, but Mini Station is also More Art.
Oh, wow.
Very cool diorama.
Really nice little
ready
scene.
Out of the box, made out of wood and high quality products. Really cool.
Well, that tree looks really nice.
Yeah, the tree is. Yeah, I was very surprised when it came here that it comes ready out of the box. I was really happy with it. High quality. I'm also going to show you a couple of figures. So
sure.
I'm not sure if you can see who they are, but this is also from More Art. I think the packaging is already really cool. Oh, they are a little bit.
Oh.
Abbey Road, huh?
Yeah. These are the Beatles.
Couple of happening dudes. Oh, that's fun.
Okay, so they have the Beatles. I think you know these ones. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Ghostbusters.
Those are who you're going to call.
Venkman.
Yeah, look at that. That's very fun.
Do I have another? This is a limited edition. So not all of them are limited. Some soldiers in 164. And last one, Mr. 007.
Oh, heck yeah.
I just picked up the No Time to Die V8 Vantage from Hot Wheels yesterday. It was at the store. I had not seen that one. That's the 80s Aston Martin throwback to the Timothy Dalton era.
The one with the bullet holes?
No, that was the DB5. This was the V8 Vantage, which was the 80s one, the dark green.
The black one.
Is it green? It's like a dark gray, but it's that really cool 80s Aston that I think is a really, really good looking car. And they did a good job on it. I don't want to say a good job for Hot Wheels, but it is because I think Johnny Lightning also did a V8 Vantage, and they did a fantastic job on theirs. It's the lines are very crisp on the round 2 Aston, but the Hot Wheels one's still very, very good looking. I think it's well worth the price point, because I think it's considerably cheaper too. Like I got mine for $5.99 US, and I think if you're gonna buy a Johnny Lightning anymore, they're $8.99, $9.99 depending on where you buy them. But,
I'm waiting for the ones
still-
from Mini GT.
Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Those are going to be insane. I cannot wait for those. But yeah, it's just so funny because, like I was saying earlier, it used to be so hard to find stuff in 1/64 scale for dioramas. And I used to live near a very decent model railroad shop, and it was so frustrating because they'd have all this stuff for HO scale, which is 1/87 scale, which is just enough out of scale and to not make it look good. And now there's so much options. And, oh, look at this. We got a nice little, is that like a Lawson's or something? Oh, no, Family Mart. Okay.
It's a Family Mart. I got also the Lawson
So-
version. But with this diorama, I can show you how cool more art is. Because if you are
Look at that.
a diorama freak, yeah, it's very detailed. But the only thing that's
Look at
missing
that.
is figures inside doing groceries.
Right.
Sure.
How do you do that? You wanted to take the roof off, but that's very difficult, right? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me show you. They made this right here.
Ooh, look at that.
That's very
There's
creative,
a little,
right?
little pop tab in the
Yeah.
back to lift the lid off. For our audio listeners, we're looking at a convenience store that has a tiled roof, and there's a little pop tab in the back so you can lift it up. And I think that's really clever what they did with the forced perspective with they've got these little aisles stuck inside the store.
Mhm.
So if you're looking in through the window, it doesn't even look like they're flat. It looks like aisles in a
3D.
store.
Yep.
You don't really see until you
This is the
lift the
Lawson.
lid. So there's the Lawson. So very similar, and the lights on the inside really add a lot. A brand we haven't talked about much yet. Another one that I really like is Magic City. Their stuff is more expensive, but
Yep.
I've got their Tamiya hobby shop, which I think is a really cool one, and I love that one because it has a mixture of warm and cool lighting for part of the building would be lit with fluorescent lights. So it's got cool LED colors that would look like fluorescent lights. And then there's a garage off to the side and it's lit with incandescent light bulbs. So it's got kind of that warm glow to it. And in the dark, the thing looks fantastic. My only problem with it is, and this happens with a lot of them, is sometimes you get some light leak where the seams on the walls, there'll be just enough gap for some light to get through, or it'll not be thick enough that the walls themselves will kind of glow because you've got the light on the inside radiating through, shining through. And that can be easily remedied by just opening it up and taking some black paint and painting it on the inside of the kit, and then using some white glue or something to seal the seams to get it back together.
Yeah,
But,
a small piece of cardboard. Also
Small
possible
piece of
to make it a
cardboard,
little
exactly.
bit thicker.
That's even easier. That is even easier than my complicated way of doing it. Thank you. But yeah.
But Magic City diorama is really good. But recently, I don't see any new releases of Magic City diorama.
I know. I'm
Yeah.
very concerned that they're not doing okay, because they had this really cool motel one that I really, really wanted, and then it went out of circulation, and then it was all their stuff went out of circulation. I'm like,
Yep.
Are you guys okay over there?
I have
But,
no idea. Maybe other companies are
Yeah.
doing better. I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some interesting no-name dioramas that I've seen popping up on sites like Temu
Yep.
and AliExpress.
Yep. Yeah.
Where they're these little street scenes, and they're kind of cool because they're powered by a little USB thing, and they've got a little light, so you can actually
Yes.
dock them together and have them all kind of powered off the same thing.
Are you talking
which
about
is
the one
nice.
with the Japanese building?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
there's-
seen that
there's a-
one too.
there's a-
But I think it's a little bit too expensive for what you get.
Yeah. Mm. There's that one. There's some cheaper ones too that are just flat storefronts that they just have a little bit of street, and they have a storefront, and it'll be a ramen shop or a
Yes.
liquor store or a convenience store, and there's a 7-Eleven, but they're just the fronts.
Yes.
They're just
Mhm.
flat fronts. So which I actually think is something that I wish more diorama companies would do, just because this golf station is brilliant. That the one that we keep looking at, and I love that, and I want that in a bad way. But when you're looking at shelf space, a lot of times when you're displaying these, you would
Need
to
a
have a
store.
full 1/64 scale building compared to the cars could be huge in comparison. So to capitalize on your space for displaying cars, I actually have become kind of a fan of stores that are, maybe they're not completely flat fronts. I don't like flat front buildings. People do those, and those I don't think look very good at all, where it's just like a printed image on a piece of acetate or something, or just lucite, it's just flat. But, if it's got like a little bit of a gap, a few centimeters back, so there's like the illusion of an interior, I think that looks really good. And that's a cool way to display when you don't have a full scale layout. There's this guy, he has this amazing layout in his basement.
Don't touch that dial. Diecast Breakdown will be right back after these messages. Diecast Breakdown is produced in partnership with TWYCE Diecast and Driven Dreams Org on YouTube. Check out their channels in the video description and subscribe for more epic Diecast content.
Hey, this is Larry Wood.
This is Derek from Honest Diecast.
Hey, this is Chad Reed from Round 2.
This is Mike from Gaslands.
The SRT Joe Vita Show.
This is Champion DJ K.
This is Mad Vision here.
This is Diecast Dude.
And you're watching Diecast Breakdown.
And now, the thrilling conclusion of this week's episode of Diecast Breakdown.
As I was saying, there's the fronts are really cool, but there's
Waffle House.
I'm showing some footage of this guy. His name's Tom Kalinowski. I hope I'm saying that right. He has a channel called Acme's Diorama on YouTube, and he has made this amazing layout that it's something that I wish I had the space that he has for this, but we're looking at.
Do you know Waffle House?
I don't know Waffle House, but this is looking so cool. There's even a fight going on.
Yeah, imagine that's what happens at every Waffle House every weekend. Imagine the worst.
How dare you, sir?
Low-cost food restaurant chain in Europe where everybody goes to get drunk and fight.
And eat waffles.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, what's crazy is Waffle House doesn't even serve alcohol.
Oh, that's cool. Even the Diecast cars have light.
Yeah, so he makes these. Like he wired these. These are green light Monacos that he wired to have light. So he's done all kinds of really fun stuff with this Waffle House diorama. He's made it so that it has was on fire at one point. He did a fire display, and he had just a fight on the inside. And he does these layouts, and not all of us can do these sorts of things, but it's really inspirational to see. So he's got this layout. I think he says it's 37 feet long.
And his name is, what is his name? AC.
His name is Tom Kalinowski, but it's Acme's Diorama.
Acme's Dioramas. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, on YouTube. If you Google on YouTube, if you go on YouTube and type in Acme's Diorama, you'll see Tom's stuff, and he does just incredible stuff with turning diecast cars into lit up displays. So we're looking at right now a display of a Bluesmobile being chased by some police cars, and unfortunately his display just got damaged. There was a flood in his building, but his home, and a lot of it got damaged. He even has
stripper poles,
interesting activities for people of all ages in his display. Yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. He's done some really cool stuff. This is a kit from a company. This is the one that I've got my eye on. I don't know if you've heard of this one, Diecast Dude, but Interaction Hobbies. They sell these kits. They're I think mostly 3D printed and laser cut. So he's done this. We're looking at like a weathered trailer park trailer, like a mobile home.
That is awesome.
I was trying to see if.
Oh, that is amazing.
So, but look at this. Look at this detail kit that comes with it.
It also looks weathered.
Yeah. So there's a detail kit that comes with it that includes the furniture for the inside and the outside. So you got like TV antennas and car doors and all kinds of junk and stuff that would.
No, there's furniture inside there. That is sick. Whoa.
Yeah, look at that. So
with the refrigerator.
It's called the Redneck Earl's Detail Kit. It's got like a window shaker, air conditioner, engine block, utility sink, and ironing board. So this is another brand, the Interaction Hobbies, that I think people need to keep an eye on. It's definitely not cheap. I don't know if they ship outside the US, but it's definitely worth looking into.
Probably.
There's also a kit that you can get that you can turn the trailer into a meth lab if you want to. Yeah, see, so you can see the interior details. They're just like printed paper and stuff that you can put inside. So it does come with details already done on it. I think the outside has a couple different paper options that you can put on it. So I don't think necessarily that what we're looking at is painted, but I could look real quick. Why not?
That's almost the same material in the real thing.
Exactly there. So yeah, here's the meth lab that you can put inside.
But all those accessories are so cool,
right?
I think he has been to a trailer park, made a photo, and then create this model.
Yep.
Yeah. So here's the kit. So it is kind of a do-it-yourself thing, but it looks like the inside at least is all pre-made. Let's see.
But lately there are a lot of people with giant dioramas.
Mm-hmm.
There's also an American dude, and then I was talking about Boy Racer Ben.
Boy Racer Ben has a really cool diorama, yeah.
Is he already been on your show, Boy Racer Ben?
He hasn't. I want him to come on the show. We haven't really gotten to inviting him yet, but I would like to have him on the show.
I think he's a really cool guy, and he's also living from his YouTube, etc. But he is one of the biggest in the diecast world.
He's huge on TikTok,
on social media.
Yeah, he's absolutely destroying TikTok with his content. But
yeah, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, everything.
And talking dioramas, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about Wetwork Customs is another guy that's doing some really awesome stuff in the world of dioramas in 1/64 scale and other scales. He does these really cool things where he will make a kit to your specifications. He'll make a diorama of whatever you want, whatever building you want, whether it's a physically existing building or if it's your dream garage. And he has some build your own pre-made kits. And his thing that I really like, he has these garage doors that are actually segmented and run on a track.
You made a video about it, right?
Yeah, so I made a video about it. I'm actually going to do a build of one of...
what a cool video, man. I saw it.
I'm going to do a build video of his, and then he gave me this detail kit, and he actually has a detail kit that is individual bricks. So you can do the individual bricks on the build. Like, oh no, this is going to take forever, but it's still going to be super cool when it's done. He has several really cool... So these are his 1/64 scale bricks over here. And so he gave me a couple of bags of those.
What?
I'm like, okay. Well, yeah, I know.
Whoa.
Look at that. So if you want to get real detailed, you can get real detailed. There's a building in the background where it's had the actual 1/64 scale bricks put on it. So you get that unreplaceable look of actual bricks that are sticking out a little bit or not the perfectly imperfect stuff that bricks do. And of course, we'd also be remiss if we didn't talk about SoCal Speed Toys as well. Have you worked with Shores at all? Show? Oh,
yes,
Shores.
Yeah.
That's right, you did. Yeah. Because what am I talking about? You've got one of my customs in one of his dioramas.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course you've worked with him, and you've got the barn find one.
Yeah. And the photos are made by a friend of mine.
Yeah. Is it,
the photos for the package are made by a friend of mine. He's a diecast photographer.
Yes. We've been planning to have him on the show. We just haven't been able to connect with him.
He's a really friendly guy, and I'm sure he's going to say yes.
No, he's really nice. He has said yes. He already has. It's just we've been like trying to communicate.
The date.
The timing has been tricky, but for those who can, check out SoCal. If you want to do a little more build it yourself, his stuff is super cool. And I loved building the shop that I built. He sent me Pete's Body Shop, his newer one, and I can't wait to build that one. I'm in the process of moving right now. Unfortunately, I do not have the ability to do any kits right now. Anyway, so those are some of the other brands that I really think people need to pay attention to. SoCal, Wetwork Customs for sure. He actually, I just got a kit in the mail from him today of some new stuff that he's working on because he's getting into painting and weathering supplies as well. So he's got some rust kits and some aged iron. And I was talking with him about something that I would really like to see is like a chassis detailing kit for model cars. Like that's not really something that people have metallics and people have all the blacks and the grays and the silvers and all that, but they still don't quite look like what you would see like the dull metals and the kind of aged patina stuff that you would see underneath the car. And so we were talking ideas about that. And
I'm waiting for a 3D printer that can print dioramas, painted, weathered, etc., ready out of the printer box.
Right, the way it's going, it's not going to be too much longer. It's amazing. I've seen some of the stuff there.
I hope so.
There's a company that does figures for tabletop games like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff.
Yes,
and you can actually go on their website and design your figure, the pose, the actions, and then you can do the coloration and stuff, and then order that figure. And it comes when they 3D print it. They showed the machine. The machine has multiple color filaments and stuff or whatever in it, and it'll print in color as it goes, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
So I think we're very close to something like that actually happening. And for those of us who would rather just enjoy the diorama rather than building, I think for me sometimes the journey is more fun than the destination. But I get it too. I've got some more art. I've got some G fans and some Magic Cities, and they're fantastic because you get them out and you put them on the shelf and they look amazing out of the box and you're good to go. But so there's a phrase that I've heard thrown around about this particular unit in time. I can't remember what exactly it is. David, can you help me out with that one?
I'll say it because I love saying it to everybody. And dude, see if you agree. Has there ever been a better time to be a collector? There's never been a better time to be a diecast collector than right now.
I totally agree. The technique is getting better and better, and I love it.
Amen.
Don't get me wrong. I also like the classic diecast, metal body, metal base, etc. But the details and the quality, it is so good.
Yep. Sure. And I mean, you even main lines now, like the Hot Wheels main lines, that M3 wagon that they just released with the window that's halfway down, and the Hero Hata Merc.
Yes.
And they're looking really, really good. But because they're using better tools and better design software, but the creativity from the designers all over the place is just, it's off the charts, whether it's stuff that's super realistic like Mini GT or the more stylized stuff like cartooned or all the different choices out there. And of course, if you're into old school, there is still eBay and there's still the collector site. So you can still have those things, those old school things. You got to pay for them. You got to pay a lot for them sometimes. Yeah. But, I would rather do that than not have access to a more art diorama or the amazing stuff that Mini GT is putting out, or the amazing stuff that you can find at Tom's or at Namek or all these amazing places. So again, I think we have all come to the conclusion that now is the greatest time to be a collector. The golden age of collecting.
So many new brands.
Yeah, exactly.
So many new brands. Yeah. And with AliExpress and Temu, we have also access to those brands.
Yes.
You can also buy them on eBay. But it's an amazing time to be a diecast collector. But the downside is you need a big wallet.
Yes.
Because the diecast cars are pretty expensive nowadays.
That is true.
And that is not good for the hobby. I can understand that a lot of people are saying hey, I'm done with it, man, because I have to buy food, I have to pay my bills, and it's not possible for me anymore to buy diecast cars. I have responsibility to feed my family, etc.
Sure.
And I do understand.
Well, and I think that promotes responsible collecting too. Like, I think it's very easy. It was very easy for me early on when I was collecting more mainline stuff to just, you end up with thousands of cars, and then you've got more cars than you can ever display or you could ever do with. And I think the cost is a pain, yes, but also I think the quality of cars that you're getting from these brands like Pop Race or TLV or Tarmac Works, sometimes I would rather have one of those than 5 cheaper cars or whatever the equivalent would be. Like, I could get maybe 15 main lines for the cost of one Pop Race car, but the Pop Race looks so good. Or
they're fantastic.
Yeah,
they're going to be the new best thing in diecast world.
I think so.
They're almost on the same level. Yeah, they're climbing rapidly, and they're almost on the same level of Mini GT when it comes to quality, details, etc.
Yeah, like them or Diecast Talk.
Sometimes I think, because I really want to know who is the person behind Pop Race. I'm still hoping that one day I see an episode from you guys with the person behind Pop Race.
All right.
Because every time I think, he must, in the past, he worked for Mini GT, got some problems over there, and thought, screw you guys, I'm going to start my own brand, and I'm going to do it better, and it will be Pop Race.
I don't know if that's the story or not, but we'll certainly look into it.
No, I don't think so. But
but it does. I could see there being some connective tissue there, because their stuff does. The Pop Race does really feel a lot like a Mini GT. Like,
absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. But
those Porsches they were putting out, they still are putting out, just incredible. I've got a couple of them. It's rare that I'll buy the same casting twice, and I bought it from them because both of them look so good. I got like the turquoise-ish Targa 911, and then I got another one that had a roof rack with a little plaid suitcase on it, and they both looked so good. I was like, I gotta have both of these. So I agree with you there. And GCD and Diecast Talk are tearing it up with their collaborations, and of course Kaido House and Mini GT, always loving what they're putting out.
But if you look at the journey of Mini GT, when they start producing models till where they are now, the quality has improved a lot. But it was a long journey. And Pop Race, they came on the market and it was
already hot. Yeah.
Quality was almost similar to the cars from Mini GT. And then I thought, how is this possible?
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Yeah, no, they came out swinging hard.
You can't start a brand this good out of nothing. You must have knowledge from the industry, from the diecast industry. You must know some people. I want to know that story.
Yeah.
Every time I have a Pop Race car in my hand, I think, what's the story behind Pop Race?
You hear that, Pop Race?
How is it possible that somebody created a brand this good out of nothing?
Pop Race, you better contact Diecast Dude. Get him to your headquarters.
Yeah, exactly. They need to have that influencer event over there.
So. Yeah, get it to your headquarters.
Exactly. All right.
Send me free samples.
Yes. Send us all free samples. Why not? All right. Well, Diecast Dude, we've talked for a while. We always love having you on. I know that it's getting late for you, so we'll let you get back to your evening. But as always, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on.
Thanks for having me on the show.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for having me on the show.
All the different ways they can find you in case for some reason they haven't found you already.
I'm active on YouTube. I'm active on Instagram. And I'm also active on TikTok.
All right. So
yeah,
be sure to check those out, folks. We'll link to those in the description for the video and for the audio podcast. So be sure to check those out.
Best to do is go to Google, type Diecast Dude YouTube. There I am.
Climbing to 100,000 subs.
Climbing to 100,000 subscribers.
And we knew you back when you only had like 58,000 subscribers. It's been quite the journey. But again, a delight to have you. It's always nice to hear what you're excited about. We really appreciate what you're doing for the hobby and excited to see what's ahead for you as you continue to post all these, like you said, they're ride-alongs. They're chances for people to join you as you're shopping through stuff. I think it's a wonderful Zen type experience. They're always enjoyable. When I don't get to catch all of them because there's only so many hours in the day, but when I do pop in, I always really enjoy just kind of drifting through the world with Diecast Dude and seeing what's on the shelves. And it's always a delight. So be sure to check those out.
Yeah. Good to know what's on the shelves in Europe.
You saw us here and you wanted to say hi. If you just happened to have not subscribed to him already, again, I don't know how you would have subscribed to us and not subscribed to him, but check it out. And while you're checking things out, check out that little subscribe button down below, the like button, and especially that share button, because that really helps spread the word about this show and helps more people find us. And if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, we're sorry that you missed all the cool photos and videos. Be sure to go to our YouTube channel and check those out. But before you do that, go to your little review section and give us 5 stars. That really helps spread the word on the audio side. And of course, all of the little engagement buttons on the YouTube side help spread the word over here. And if you're feeling real generous, you can hit the join button and give us $1 or $2. And that always helps keep the lights on, keeps all the streaming services and all the software that we use so we can talk to people from around the world in high quality HD functioning when it does function and allows our guests to actually log in. Again, you didn't see all the fun stuff that the hoops we were jumping through to try and get this interview off the ground, but it did happen. And we are grateful for that technology, and we're grateful to you for making it to the end of another episode. If you did, leave a comment saying you made it all the way to the end, because not a lot of people make it. It's always good to hear that people made it to the end of another episode. So, on behalf of myself, David, Mark, Diecast Dude, and all the other people in Diecast world out there, we appreciate you being here. And as always, we want to thank you for coming along with us for the ride. So, until next time, stay fresh, cheese bags.
Thanks for listening to Diecast Breakdown. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and tell a friend to listen in. Find Diecast Breakdown on your favorite social media platforms or visit diecastmedianetwork.com to learn more about this and our other projects. Diecast Breakdown is a presentation of Flying Valiant and the Diecast Media Network.